Welcome to Just Stories. We hope you enjoy our short story. The 30 Years' War was a devastating conflict that lasted from 1618 to 1648 and primarily took place in Central Europe. The war was fought primarily between the Holy Roman Empire, led by the Habsburgs, and various Protestant states, including the Kingdom of Sweden, the Dutch Republic, and the Kingdom of France. The war had its roots in the religious and political tensions that had been brewing in Europe for decades, as the Protestant Reformation had challenged the authority of the Catholic Church and the Holy Roman Empire. The war began in 1618 when the Bohemian Estates, which were predominantly Protestant, rebelled against the Catholic Habsburgs, who were the rulers of the Holy Roman Empire. The Bohemian Revolt, as it came to be known, was sparked by a dispute over the appointment of a new ruler for the Kingdom of Bohemia, which was a part of the Holy Roman Empire. The Bohemian Estates wanted a Protestant ruler, while the Habsburgs insisted on a Catholic ruler. This dispute quickly escalated into a full-scale war, with the Protestants receiving support from other Protestant states, including Sweden, and the Catholics receiving support from the Holy Roman Empire and other Catholic states. The early years of the war were marked by a series of defeats for the Protestants, as the Habsburgs were able to use their superior military might to crush the Bohemian Revolt. However, the Protestants were able to find a powerful ally in the form of the Kingdom of Sweden, whose king, Gustavus Adolphus, was a devout Protestant. Gustavus Adolphus brought a new level of military skill and organization to the war and was able to turn the tide in favor of the Protestants. The war continued for several years, with the Protestants and Catholics each scoring a series of victories and setbacks. However, the tide began to turn in favor of the Protestants in the 1630s, as the Swedish army, led by Gustavus Adolphus, began to gain the upper hand. The Swedish army was able to capture several key cities and territories, including the city of Frankfurt, which was a major center of trade and commerce. The war continued for several more years, but the Protestants were unable to gain a decisive victory over the Habsburgs. Both sides were exhausted by the long and brutal conflict, and the death toll was staggering. It is estimated that as many as 8 million people died as a result of the war, making it one of the deadliest conflicts in European history. Finally, in 1648, the war came to an end with the signing of the Treaty of Westphalia. The treaty recognized the independence of the Dutch Republic and the Swiss Confederation, and granted the Protestants of the Holy Roman Empire greater religious freedom. However, the Habsburgs were able to maintain control of much of the Holy Roman Empire, and the balance of power in Europe remained largely unchanged. The 30 Years' War had a profound impact on Europe and the world. It reshaped the political and religious landscape of Europe and laid the groundwork for the modern nation-state. It also had a major impact on the development of military tactics and technology, as the war saw the rise of new forms of warfare, such as the use of muskets and bayonets. In conclusion, the 30 Years' War was a devastating conflict that lasted from 1618 to 1648, primarily took place in Central Europe and was fought primarily between the Holy Roman Empire and various Protestant states. The war had its roots in the religious and political tensions that had been brewing in Europe for decades, as the Protestant Reformation had challenged the authority of the Catholic Church and the Holy Roman Empire. The war ended with the Treaty of Westphalia. Thank you for watching our short story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on our next video drop.